Licensing confusion. Michigan regulations under fire tonight as some say the state's complicated and expensive licensing process is killing jobs. There are roughly 160 jobs in Michigan requiring a state license to go into business.
And while you don't want your hairdresser or barber walking in off the street and throwing up a shingle, a new study says state licensing rules are too tough. Business editor Rod Maloney tonight with a look at what it all looks like. Rod?
Well, Devin, you know, the study says pretty clearly what they mean. This isn't working. They're saying that Michigan's licensure regulations are way overboard, overreaching in many ways, and unnecessary, and more than that, expensive for you. Whenever you get your hair styled, you see a license nearby. According to the Mackinac Center for Public Policy, your friendly neighborhood barber has more hours needed to get a license here than an airplane jet pilot needs to lift off the runway. At the Detroit Barber Shop in Ferndale, 40-year hair-cutting veteran Rich Canton tells us he's quite comfortable with the state's licensure rules.
Which I think the 2,000 hours is perfect.
But the Mackinac Center's Jared Skurup says via Skype,
there's simply just no evidence that most of the licensing Michigan does actually protects health and safety. So there are about 40 occupations where we require a license and most states do not.
The study calls Michigan's laws inconsistent and uses the following occupations to make the case. You need a license in Michigan to do carpentry, lay wood flooring, demolish houses, or excavation. You don't need a license to hang drywall, put down asphalt, lay carpeting, or move a house. What's more, the center says the regulations have led to more than 125,000 jobs a year not created and higher prices for you and me, upwards of $2,700 a year.
Working on people's hair, you should be regulated. I'm sure they don't want someone coming off the street and, you know, picking up a pair of shears and a clipper or a straight razor and, you know, doing that without a license.
In almost every case, the industry groups were arguing for the licensing, and they were doing it in order to block out their competition.
No one's picking on barbers here. Every state regulates barbers, okay? It's just an illustration of the situation. Now, the state of Michigan and the state licensing regulatory authority, that's a mouthful, they're saying that they've actually been trying to work on this problem since 2011 when Governor Snyder came in. And in fact, they have cut the following: auctioneer, community planners, dietitians, immigration clerical assistants, interior designers, an ocularist, whatever that is, and a proprietary school solicitor. Those don't need licenses anymore. But the Mackinac Center is saying that they need to do more than just that. Back to you.
In fact, Rod, I can't imagine the Mackinac Center believes no one should be licensed.
No, they certainly are not saying that you shouldn't have to go to that barber who's never picked up a straight razor before. What they're saying is that the regulations, the standards are just too high in many instances. If they brought them down just to here, you could get more people in there and you could have more jobs and certainly more tax income base than what it is that you're seeing now.
Yeah. All right, Rod.